Welcome to Heartful Harmony, where we explore the deeper aspects of relationships, love, and personal growth. Today's topic is something we've all struggled with at some point: managing your expectations in relationships. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you felt disappointed or frustrated because someone you care about didn't act the way you expected? Whether you're in a new relationship or have been with someone for years, unmet expectations can lead to tension, frustration, and even feelings of neglect. But here's the good news: most of these expectations are within your control, and learning how to manage them can make a world of difference in your relationships. Let's be real. Whether we admit it or not, we all have expectations in relationships. We expect certain behaviors, certain emotions, and certain patterns of support from our partners. For example, maybe you expect your partner to call or text every day. When that doesn't happen, you start to feel anxious or even unloved. It's a small thing, but over time, this unmet expectation can build up. What's important to understand is that many of our expectations are shaped by our past experiences. Maybe you grew up in a household where love was shown through constant communication, and now you expect that same level of interaction from your partner. Or maybe you've watched romantic movies where the characters always seem to know exactly what the other person needs without even saying a word, and you expect your partner to just be as intuitive. But here's the tricky part: your partner comes from a completely different world of experiences, and their idea of showing love might be very different from yours. They might express love through small gestures like cooking a meal or doing something thoughtful. So, when these different expectations clash, it can lead to misunderstandings, even though both people have good intentions. Let's talk about the difference between healthy and unhealthy expectations in relationship. A healthy expectation is one that's based on mutual respect, understanding, and communication. For example, expecting your partner to respect your boundaries or to be honest with you. These are reasonable expectations that will help create trust in a relationship. But then, there are unhealthy expectations, those rooted in fantasy or control, like expecting your partner to always be available when you need them, even when they have their own responsibilities, or expecting your partner to always know how you're feeling without you having to say anything. Let's be honest, we've all been there sulking because they didn't notice we were upset, assuming they should just know what's wrong. It sounds relatable, right? But the reality is, expecting someone to read your mind will only lead to frustration. Imagine you've had a terrible day at work. You come home and you expect your partner to see your stress, ask how you're doing, and immediately offer comfort. But what if they don't? What if they're tired themselves or distracted by something else? Suddenly, you're not just frustrated with work, you're frustrated with them too. But the truth is, your partner probably didn't realize how much you needed their support in that moment. One of the biggest challenges in any relationship is unspoken expectations. How many times have you felt disappointed because your partner didn't do something you never actually asked for? You expect them to make an effort to plan something special or to help out with chores without being told, but you haven't communicated those desires. They might not even know you're expecting these things. Think about it like this: maybe it's your birthday, and you expect your partner to plan a surprise dinner, get you the perfect gift, and shower you with attention. But the day rolls around and instead they casually say happy birthday and move on with their day. You're crashed, and now there's tension in the air. In their mind, maybe they thought a quiet evening together was what you'd prefer. But because those expectations weren't communicated, you're both left feeling upset. This is why it is so important to talk about your expectations. Tell your partner what makes you feel loved and valued. Encourage them to do the same. Relationships thrive on open communication, not mind reading. Let's leave the mind reading to the movies. So, how do you set realistic expectations in relationships? First, let's recognize that everyone is human and no one is perfect, not even your partner, as amazing as they might be. When you place your partner on a pedestal, expecting them to meet every need and solve every problem, it sets the stage for disappointment. Here are some practical steps to help you set more realistic expectations. Reflect on your needs. Ask yourself, are your expectations coming from a place of insecurity or genuine connection? For example, are you expecting constant reassurance because you're feeling insecure, or do you truly need more verbal affirmation from your partner to feel loved? Knowing where your needs are coming from can help you figure out what's reasonable. Know your partner's limits. Understand that your partner has their own limitations. If they are going through a stressful time, they may not have the emotional bandwidth to meet your expectations right away. Instead of assuming they don't care, ask how you can support them too. Communicate regularly. The more you talk about what you're both expecting from the relationship, the easier it becomes to meet those needs. Think about it like this. Instead of waiting for special occasions to express your desires, make it a habit to check in with each other regularly. It helps keep the connection strong and prevents misunderstandings from building up. And finally, understand that expectations in relationships need flexibility. Life will throw unexpected curveballs your way, whether it's work stress, family obligations, or personal challenges. Being adaptable with your expectations ensures that your relationship grows with you rather than becoming rigid and strained. Even with the best communications and intentions, there will be times when your expectations aren't met. Maybe you expected your partner to be there for you during a difficult time, but they didn't show up in the way you needed. Or maybe you thought they'll be more emotionally available, but instead they pulled away. Disappointment is inevitable in relationships. It's how we handle it that makes the difference. Instead of immediately blaming your partner, take a step back and ask yourself a few questions. Were my expectations realistic? Did I communicate them clearly? Is this disappointment really about my partner, or is it about something I'm dealing with internally? Once you've reflected, it's time for a calm conversation. Approach your partner with love and express your feelings without pointing fingers. Something like, I felt hot when X happened because I was really looking forward to Y. Can we talk about it? This opens up space for both you and your partner to discuss your needs without feeling attacked. Remember, relationships aren't about always getting it right, but about navigating the ups and downs with patience and understanding. When you give grace to your partner and yourself, you create an environment where both of you can grow and meet each other halfway. Managing your expectations in relationships is a journey, not a destination. It's about consistently communicating, adjusting, and understanding that both you and your partner are human. The more you practice managing your expectations, the more resilient your relationship will become. So, as we wrap up today's conversation, remember, let go of the unrealistic fantasies. Embrace the reality of your partner's individuality and meet each other with love and patience. When we do that, our relationship becomes a source of joy, growth, and mutual respect. Thank you for joining me today on Heartful Harmony. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and share with someone who might need to hear this. Let's keep growing together, one conversation at a time. Until next time, take care of your heart and your relationships.